Hello, and welcome back to our Witcher Chronicle, Witcher campaign, our Witcher story, Witcher Last Light. I am your game master for tonight's Chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos Nomad on all the social media. I have no announcements or anything further, and if they did, they would be before our start. So let's go ahead and now let's not delay and jump right into the people you're actually going to see, our players. Jumping over to my left, farthest left of my screen. Let's jump into with Nyoka.
What's up, everyone? My name is Edge, or Edge Survival, or Edge the Nomad. I do like HR things here at the RollingNomads, and today I am playing your Viper Witcher, Nyoka.
Indeed. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure. Going over to my closest left, let's go Cersei.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social media platforms, including on Twitch, where I stream. But for this game, for this time zone, I will be playing one Cersei Aveline, R2's Ensuring Sorceress.
Indeed you will. Let's thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure. Over to my bottom left, let's go speak with Visha.
Hello everyone. I am the Versa Rave. You can find me all over the internet as such, and this evening I will be playing Visha, the Alchemist Mage, / maybe possibly a Demonologist.
Indeed. Okay, cool. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. And last but certainly not least, Gura.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Warren, found everywhere at The Demons Within, and tonight I'll be playing Kura, a Witcher of the Griffin School. Let's do this.
Indeed you will. Thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure. We have assembled our heroes. Let's go ahead and jump into this episode of Witcher Last Light. We begin each episode as we always do with a recap. Now we have a volunteer for the recap for today. If you would kindly, Nyoka.
Of course, let me start off by establishing volunteer. No, don't let the navigator fool you. Okay, but nonetheless, the recap. So the group split. Nyoka stayed in the wagon to gain some sleep because he stayed up at watch the previous night. The rest of the party, Visha, Kura, Cersei, they went on to the local lord's proceedings. He was taking petitioners, and the group waited their turn to plead their case against this dragon that's in the area, at least within the kingdom of Nilfgaard. So they pleaded their case, requesting aid for this draconic threat. But they didn't get the support that they were looking for. But they did get some type of support, being a writ, a proclamation, giving the party the ability to recruit civilians and soldiers on a volunteer basis, of course. Allowing them to have a leave of absence if they're putting their commitment to the Dragon Hunter's cause, right? So yeah, the Lord gave that proclamation, allowing them to recruit freely on a volunteer basis. In the meantime, Nyoka tried to get some rest, but disturbed by his dreams, woke up to find a written parchment with a spell of some sorts in his hands. I believe it was to summon a demon. I forget the specific name, unrestricted or something. It was to summon a demon. But being the heroic, Viper Witcher that Nyoka is, sought to protect his group and summoned this demon that had been plaguing his companions the past few days, and sought to slay this demon on his own, hoping to protect his old and newfound friends. Unfortunately, the battle didn't go as expected, though Finger was taken while fighting the demon itself. It feared its life for its life. It disappeared, retreated, into the shadows, in search of a weaker prey, um, which happened to be his party, Kura, Visha, Cersei. Um, they encountered this demon as it was playing games and taunting them, and eventually checking on its own book that Cersei's kept in the wagon, as well as holding Westworld hostage. Uh, and during this interaction, the three gave the demon leave, um, knowing that this isn't the last time it will be, to meet them face to face. When Nyoko returned, of course, they shamed him, but the valiant Nyoka kept his resolve and his beliefs of what he was doing was right, and in the protection of his friends. Shortly after, though, another wannabe lord came trotting up to the wagon, offering patronage of the Dragon Hunter group in hopes that it would earn him some recognition. So he gave a proposal to the group and invited them for drink and food at the local tavern. And I believe that's where our party is now. Yeah, coming to terms on if they should take him up on this offer or not.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much. Very well done. And I'm sure that there are no words to be said against your recap. Thank you so much for such an accurate and factual representation of the past events. This is where we pick up with our friends, our heroes, now in this moment, on their way to speak with this strange Lord Vittorio who seems to want to sponsor their endeavors. I will turn the scene over to you as you travel. You are heading toward a tavern, something the name of Raven is in the name, but other than that, not entirely sure. The scene is all of yours if you'd like to converse about what will be the plan going forward.
Visha picks up a pebble and throws it at the back of Nyoka's head because the gods have told her that he is speaking lies. And I'm just kidding. She doesn't do any of that. But she does look over at her sister, and she's just doing an assessment, kind of seeing how is she after that whole event in the wagon. And she'll kind of sidle over to her and kind of bump her shoulder. You all right?
Kura would visibly startle as soon as you touched her, because she was deep in thought, looking at the ground. You can see it leaving her eyes. The thought is just gone. Think I'll be okay. And you?
Oh, you know me. I'll survive. It's okay that, because I know Nyoka's been giving you a hard time about your fighting capabilities. You're gonna be fine. I know you will.
I couldn't do anything.
Neither could I. Sometimes there are things that are stronger than us. But it's not impossible. There have been witchers who've taken on demons and other stronger things, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
Shitty.
the best of you. Yeah, it's not great, but we're gonna figure it out.
Better. Better.
go together.
Always. And she'll squeeze your hand.
She'll squeeze back.
Can I interrupt this
I'd certainly say so.
quickly before, we progress? What exactly did the demon say to you all?
It offered knowledge, as it always does. Offered a way out. Mostly, it came to check on the book, make sure it was being taken care of, kind of grilled Cersei on that, and then simply asked us to bid it well before it departed. I have a suspicion that if we hadn't, I don't know, we would have been marked or there would have been a consequence. So I bid it well.
It was adamant that the knowledge was not forced upon us, though.
Right. Which I don't know if that's normal for a demon, but it was very adamant about that consensual agreement on sharing of knowledge. What did it say to you?
Same things. Knowledge, power, capability, things of that nature. And it still held the same form, right? Whole in its chest.
It was holding its chest. So there was like a door it was holding shut. Why?
It's just not common. We need to know these things. Did you happen to notice anything, Kura?
I mean, it held Westworld hostage. Called you a bad student. Beesh asked about its missing finger. It said it was a snake bite. It was missing a finger. So whatever you did, something. Not a lot.
You'll see him start jotting stuff down in his journal. Yeah. If that's all there is, then that's all we have.
For now. I imagine Gweison Haul will have more information. Right, Cersei?
Yes, I know archmages have at least enough knowledge to warn about Goetia, so.
On the subject of Gweison Haul and demonology or Goetia, I would like a magical training roll from both of you, please.
Mm-mm. 23.
24.
23 and 24. You recall a story. Clicks just now as the two of you have this realization, speaking together, looking for more information. Going to Gweison Haul is a good step. You don't really know why you thought it was a good step. It's maybe just goes to Academy, but a realization occurs where you finally know why. Because there's a history of Goetia and Gweison Haul. There's a story that is a sort of cautionary tale for mages. Maybe Catfan shared it with you in his advice against Goetia. Maybe Aurelia did the same. It's well known in Nilfgaard. There was a mage named Glynis Archerharn who had an experience, a number of experiences with Goetia, with demons, with a particular demon. Something that took a member of her family, something that killed a member of her family, you think? She tried to fight it, tried to call it back, confront it. This woman is of note because she's still alive. She was a renowned mage, incredibly prestigious for her time, as she was the former director of magic at Gweison Haul. After the event, she was cast aside. Or maybe she resigned. No one's really sure. She is no longer the director of magic, and she no longer resides at Gweison Haul.
What was her first name again?
Glynis. Glynnis.
Cersei, do you know a story? Kevin mentioned it once of a mage, Glynis.
Linus. Yes, that name was drilled into me when Aurelia was warning about demonology. Mage that dabbled too far into it. Much too far.
She used to be the magical director of Gweison Haul. Perhaps some of her things are still there. I don't know the nature of banished mages, if they keep their grimoires or what, but perhaps there's things left over there about her. We can find an answer.
We would have to be prepared to make a trade, I imagine.
Well, mages always want something, so perhaps we see what they want or what they need and work an angle from there.
She kind of leans back and looks up. If we can find a way to know what they need before they tell us, that would certainly give us a leg up in the conversation.
Mages are boastful, I think. There's a hubris. Might work to our advantage there. They'll want to tell us. Maybe not in words, but I think it'll be obvious.
Nods. And as the cart kind of gets moving, she pulls a scroll off of a shelf, sits one leg over one knee, opens it up, and just kind of starts reading it as if it's a magazine or something. Just filling her hands and her brain with something that isn't demon related.
As we travel, Visha is going to take out some rolling papers and some of her special herbs and things and start to roll some cigarettes. She doesn't smoke any of them, she's just rolling them up, doing something with her hands.
You need help?
Yeah. And she'll hand over some to Nyoka. She assumes he knows how to do this, so she doesn't teach him.
Make some janky ass rolls.
As soon as she sees them, she's like, "Oh my god!" And she will let him finish, and the others will see. She just takes these janky ass fucking and re-rolls them and makes them look nice. Packs them appropriately. She's like, Jesus.
Understood.
Not nimble with his fingers, but definitely with a sword. We'll continue.
The scroll I'm reading is Ritual for Create Crystal Skull. So I'm beginning that process.
Understood. Good to know. You all travel. It's not terribly far. You move through, following the loose direction that Lord Vittorio gave you. And he was right. This does have the word Raven in its name, but far off from Raven's Rest or Raven's Rook or anything like that. This is the good Raven's Riddance. You arrive, and there's no fun symbol or painted wooden carving of a raven. It's just a simple name built into a wall, built into a building. Looks run down, honestly. And as you step through, you can see this is less a tavern, more of a hostel. The common room, the common area is small, but you step in and it is lively, crowded. They have gathered chairs and assembled in the center of this common area, having you scoot up against people to get to the main counter. And there is some sort of drinking competition going on, as you see two men sitting in the center, slamming down tankards of ale. One fails to maintain his composure and sort of spits up, turning to the side. No vomit or anything like that, but they laugh and they point, calling him things like lightweight and child. And it seems very merry in here, if not very well refined. Again, this is more of a hostel. The types that you see in here they look rough. They look like they've made their living not from the sweat of their own backs. You catch my meaning. You head to the counter, but you see, as you move, Lord Vittorio clapping off from a table off to the side. Big smile on his face, urging on the next opponent. Where would you like to go? The counter or just straight to the Lord Vittorio?
Misha is going to go to the counter, to the bar, and look on, seeing all these things, and will sort of just out the side of her mouth towards her group. I'll get us drinks. Why don't you guys go sit down?
Percy will nod and head to the table.
Pearl will do the same, keeping an eye on her the whole way.
Noted.
I mind the drinking competition, but I'll go to the table as well.
Do this. For those of you that head to the table where Lord Vittorio is sat, it's a simple thing. It's not a built-in little cubby hole. Nothing private really about this. It's a simple. Looks like it was brought in from outside. This little wooden table. It's a little bit lopsided, kind of wiggles. Not very well built. But he's turned off to the side of it, and he sees you all approaching and says, "Hello, friends. Please, by all means, sit. Enjoy the show. We have much to discuss."
Cersei will give a polite nod and a smile and say, just loud enough to be heard over the crowd, is it evening? It's been, yes, like evening window.
It's cresting into evening, yes.
Yeah. Evening, Lord Vittorio. And she'll slide into a seat.
I hope you don't mind the noise. I like to really be immersed into the city's culture.
Honestly, it's kind of nice. And Pearl will sit as well.
I'm not imbibing myself tonight, but is there anything I can offer for you? My treat tonight.
I believe that Risha is gathering us refreshments right now.
Oh, I'll have to reimburse her. No, it wasn't. You were my guests for this establishment.
No, the
You own
hospitality
this
is...
establishment?
No, but they've housed me for quite a number of days at this point. So I wanted to, it feels like home at this point in my life.
Well, they say home is where the heart and the drink is, so.
Indeed they do. And they say quite a lot of things, don't they? But you're quickly, I'm not sure how you do things in Nilfgaard. Is your lot straight to business, or do you like to have a bit of a conversation, little bit of a verbal sparring match before you get into business?
Well, the wider etiquette of Nilfgaard is not something I'm totally familiar with, but in Toussaint, we like to enjoy a pleasant conversation. And then business, all over wine.
Understood. I will wait for your friend to come back with wine then. And he kind of fishes on the side of his belt, fishes out a purse and sets it on the table. Reimbursement and for tonight's drinks, to be sure. Will any of you be taking place in the competition?
Darcy just, makes a gesture like, not me, but then will kind of look to her Witcher companions.
The drinking competition?
Yes, I was informed when I first came into the city. This establishment hosts a sort of all-you-can-drink event one night a month for a small fee.
Oh. And you said you would take care of the fee.
I did indeed.
Oh. Then I guess, yeah, I'll partake.
Excellent. Let me get you registered. And he kind of rises from the chair and goes over to the counter, where our eyes follow Visha, giving you all a moment to have a conversation before being rejoined by both your companion and this new, hesitate to call him a companion, sponsor. But our eyes follow you, Visha, as you head straight to the counter while your friends are having this conversation. The gentleman smiling from behind the counter, watching everyone enjoy themselves, kind of writes his face as you come to the counter. Welcome to the Ravens.
Pleasure to be here. Why? What a party?
Oh,
Now, I've got a question for you, sir. What is it that everybody likes to drink here?
well, I'll tell you a very good secret about the good Ravens riddance.
Yes.
Everyone who comes here, everyone who sleeps here, everyone shares one thing in common. Their absolute favorite drink is free.
People after my own heart, then. Why don't you give a round to everyone here on the Lord Vittorio's tab?
Oh, your friend
He's my
Lord Vittorio.
sponsor. Yes, he's my sponsor, and he's offered everyone around.
Excellent. Kind man he is. Have you been traveling with him long?
No, met him recently, but he's very generous. Believes in the people and what they can do when they're together as a community.
Indeed. There's not much known about him, though. Anything you can shine a light on?
Well, there's much to discover still, but from what I understand, man's well-travelled, looking to make this place home.
You think it's true what they say about him?
Oh, what do they say?
You see, he killed some northern count, took all his money, and then came his way down here, using the war as covering his tracks.
That's dastardly. But it's a northerner, so.
Indeed. Others say he's far north of Skellige. Can't really place his accent.
Neither can I. I didn't think he was someone that perhaps came from the continent.
Well, that's what he
Well,
says.
if
He
I
doesn't come
discover
from
anything
here.
new, I'll let you know.
Well, don't dig too deep. One of our standing principles is we don't ask too many questions.
She just winks at him.
At this point, Lord Vittorio comes up to your side and says, Miss Visha, was it, yes?
Yes, sir, that is me.
Pleasure to finally have you here. I have your reimbursement at your at the table with your friends. Please, and your friend, the kind of looks to the man behind the counter for a second, and then kind of like shrugs to himself and says, "The Witcher gentleman." He said
Nyoka.
yes, he's going to be taking part in the competition. I didn't know if you would like to imbibe, but no one else said they wanted to take part.
Oh, I'll be imbibing, maybe not in the competition itself, but I'll be having myself a drink.
Of course, of course. And he kind of looks to the person behind the counter and says, "Hard money is no good here, trust me." And he pulls out another coin purse and sets it off to the counter.
She just winks at the barman and says, "I'll meet you back at the table, Lord Vittorio." And she will go to the table and pick up that purse and put the entirety of it in her bag.
Understood. While this is going on, before Visha gets back, as Lord Vittorio registers Nyoka in this competition, is there anything that the three of you discuss?
Cersei will just look to Nyoka and say, You're going to enter a drinking competition?"
Seeing it reminded me of the time with Ingrid.
Hmm.
Figured why not?
Hey, I'm not judging you. What about you, Kara?
I won't lie, I'm a little curious, but and I'm just gonna look over towards Visha. I don't know if I'll have to babysit again. You remember how it went at your house?
I think that, based on what I've come to learn about Visha these past few days, I think she knows how to handle herself, even if the drink gets to her a little bit. However, I also understand being protective.
It's not her handling herself I'm worried about. It's how she's gonna handle the other people.
Right. Right.
I mean, unless you're
That
volunteering to babysit, and then maybe I'll join. Love to babysit all of us.
should be the first time I've babysat Witchers. And she kind of thinks for a moment and then says, "You know what? Why don't you go enjoy yourself, Kara? I think I can keep an eye on Visha."
So at this point, Visha, you might choose to arrive at the table.
Isha plucks up the coin purse, puts it in her bag, and then sits down. Right, so turns out our assumptions might be true. There's rumors he killed a northerner.
An easy smile comes as a troubled past, I suppose.
But it does seem like he's been coming here often and treating the people well, so.
Rumors are
selfish.
just rumors.
Sometimes rumors are based in a kernel of truth.
Sometimes. But I'm gonna go let him know. And I'm gonna head over to Lord Vittorio at the bar.
Can I take stock of Lord Victorio? Like, I don't know. See if with his mannerisms and his physique and how he handles himself, if he's capable of murder.
Sure.
To the best of my assumption.
Are you just trying to see if what kind of man he is? Like what kind of
yeah, I guess what kind of man he is, what kind of, maybe is his hands calloused, or is he, from what I understand, he's a fairly plump individual, is there dirt underneath the nails? Do he seem weathered? Does it seem like he's perhaps trying to hide something, or cover, I don't know, his jitteriness up with something,
let's have a human perception roll.
Oh, fuck you.
You asked me these things. You know what the skill is used for. I don't know
why can't I? We're about deduction. Huh?
I'll argue deduction. Yeah, deduction's good.
Okay.
Could I help Nyoka on the human perception part? You know, maybe give him a +1 to his roll.
You'd be able to give him a +1 to the roll if he chooses. If you'd like to help him with either roll, deduction or human perception.
Yeah, I'm doing deduction.
Okay. Yeah, Visha will help him with this by pointing things out. Like, she is a person that is frankly of the streets, right? Like, she has had to survive so she can read fucking people, right? And so yes, that's how she helps him with like certain physicalities and things.
For sure. This will be going on while Kura greets Lord Vittorio at the counter, and we'll get to what you see. But go ahead and with your roll.
20. You said +1?
Mm-hmm.
21.
So with a 21, with deduction, not human perception, I'll be able to point out certain things that are there, and you can draw your own conclusions. You see where he wore gloves when he spoke with you all last, with rings along the gloved hands. He has tucked those away onto his belt. You can see the rings now rest on his fingers, and he's speaking with Kura and speaking with his hands with a flourish, and sort of like he talks with his hands more. And you can see there are calluses along the palms and along the fingers as well. Perhaps handling some rougher, coarser rope throughout his life. You can see as well there is a when he laughs, he kind of brings his hand to his left side, where most people would laugh and just kind of touch their belly or like just allow themselves to laugh. He instinctually brings it to his left rib. There is a sort of not shiftiness to his eyes, but while he talks to Kura, he doesn't really let his eyes rest on her. He moves and looks left, looks right. Constantly is looking at the other individual that is in the vicinity, being the man behind the counter. And while talking with his hands, you can see that it is with a flourish. It is with more of a flamboyant and sort of gaudy demeanor, but there is a sort of strange method to it. He speaks and will turn to like emphasize part of his story or whatever he's saying, and glance over his shoulder.
Well, perhaps he's more aware than I've thought.
Why, he looks paranoid. Possibly has an injury on the left side.
Essentially. Situational awareness is key. Hands aren't smooth like a typical lord would be, so.
No. That's a working man. Recently come into wealth. Worried about who might catch him. A lord does not care who's in the room. They've got nothing to hide and are incredibly comfortable, especially amongst small folk.
That's useful if we're looking to get more out of this deal than was predetermined.
Agreed. Can witchers get drunk?
Yeah, Cersei says, yes, they can.
Why? Okay. I thought maybe their mutagens and such might make it a little more difficult. Is that the case for you, Kura?
Kura's not at the table.
I'm sorry, not Kura. My bad. Nyoka. Is that the case for you, Nyoka?
If what the mutagens interfering with?
Yeah, giving you, a little more fortitude.
I mean, I'd suppose I imagine with our anatomy, there's certain potions we could take. My keenness with poisons probably help as well. I myself never remember a time where I was drunk, so.
Oh, good, good. And you, specifically, Cersei will see the calculating look that just appears on Visha's face, and like, if Cersei has ever been around people who curate bets, that's the look that appears on her face. Good to know. Good to know. Is my sister joining?
Yes, she said she was concerned about watching you tonight, but I said I would take care of that.
Of course she did. Wonderful. And Cersei will see Abisha sit back, and she just starts looking out at the crowd and starts to pick out people who are just drunk enough, that they display vulnerability. And she begins to calculate who she can get to make bets on the Witchers.
Understood.
We will never be poor in this campaign. I want to make that so clear. Okay? We will never go a day without.
God bless. Excellent. We cast our eyes over, as this is going on, to Lord Vittorio and Kura as you approach the counter.
Hey, is it too late? I want to sign up too.
The man behind the counter begins to speak, and Lord Vittorio cuts him off and says, "Oh, Lady Witcher, of course not. We can get you registered right away, can't we?" And the man behind the counter kind of nods. And Lord Vittorio says, "I wasn't aware that you wanted to participate. I would have gotten your name and registered you before you had the chance to get up. My deepest apologies."
No, it's totally not your fault. I was hesitant, given outlying situations.
I won't ask too many questions, but I'm glad you'll be able to sort of let loose and have some fun tonight.
It'll be fun. I've never done this before.
Oh, allow me to explain. He kind of touches your shoulder briefly, Kura, for withdrawing from it, and gestures pointing toward the group of people that are gathered in this circle. He says, "It's an all-you-can-drink event tonight, but there's a small nominal fee, which I'll take care of. But the game of it all is to see who can drink more than everybody else. Now you can see the people on the sidelines just enjoying that sort of constant flow, as you can see. But the real contenders are sitting in the center, standing up with one another. We're down to a number of them now, but there are a few that are keeping track of their drinks so they can jump in at the last minute. Kind of shysty, if you ask me. But we'll get you situated. We'll get you a number, and we'll have you jump in right away so we can be more upfront. No?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Excellent. Now, if I understand, there is a standard sort of drink to this, not a preference. And the man behind the counter sort of nods and says, "The house's ale." Perfect. The house's ale. It's very good, if I might say so myself, and gets better with every drink.
We'll see. I'll be the judge.
Well, by all means, take a seat at the center, or if you'd like to be a part of the business conversation first, we'll keep track of your drinks and get you a number. But is there anything else I can do for you up here? Well, do you want something to? Do you offer? I haven't been actually the one to ask if you offer any meals. The gentleman behind the counter says, "We don't offer any meals. This is more of just a sleep establishment."
Well, that's quite all right. I'm full anyways.
Well, all right then. Well, if you may feel free to wait with me if you'd like while I get you situated, or you may feel free to join your friends' table. I understand some people like to strategize before they jump into business. But I mean, if you'd like to be my company, I'm perfectly fine with that as well.
I'll keep you company, and I'm just gonna continue BSing with him and gauging him while we talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all right.
Is there a roll you'd like to make?
Yes. I would like to make the human perception roll.
By all means. Go ahead and give me the roll.
I have a question for you, storyteller, while that roll's being made.
Mhm.
Is there perhaps, I am an alchemist, is there perhaps an herb of some kind that could maybe, just strengthen my sister's fortitude with the drinks, with the
To give
drinking?
everyone a leg up. Yeah, there is a I forget what it's called, but yes, I will answer you without having to make a roll. Yes, it's something that you would have a very keen knowledge of because it's one of those more simpler things. A simple thing that usually whenever people have rough nights out um and have to recover, make a quick recovery, this is something that people seek out with alchemists regularly. Um, uh, and Cersei has a pretty hefty knowledge of it as well. This was one of the services offered at
Mhm.
the Fox and the Crow over in Vizima. That was one of the regular things that you had to keep in stock. It's not an uncommon thing. The name escapes me. I will look it up while the roll
Yeah,
is
yeah.
being made. Yes, what's up?
I have it.
What's that?
There's a potion called Wives' Tears Potion. It negates the effects of intoxication.
Hey, amazing. So here's the thing, right? Because we're in this bar, and I I'd like to say that Visha at least has one of these potions, at least one, that she always has with her. And she is going to, when her sister comes back, she is going to take it out and almost like sleight of hand it to her sister and just give her the look of like, drink it. And as like an aside, there is a point where Visha gets up and she like talks with the people and she gets some bets going. She just gets, just a little, you know, see
Sure.
where people want to put their money.
Sure, I'll allow it. This will be
Yeah.
so you guys still have the ingredients as well to make more wives' tears potion if you'd like. But I'll allow you to have this on your person, just kind of ready at the ready, especially given your last previous night of drinking. Um,
Yeah.
may have made one extra just for the fun of it. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, absolutely. So, the result of your roll, Kura, before we get into the rest of that.
23. I
Sure.
exploded.
What is your question? What are you trying to determine with human perception?
Honestly, just looking to see if he's somebody we can actually trust.
Sure. Difficult to say if you can really trust him. With 23, you notice the things that your other companions notice. He's got calloused hands. He gestures, kind of has shifty eyes that look over his shoulder. He seems to be kind of very aware of his surroundings, and doesn't touch you very often. So he touched your shoulder very briefly in that moment, and then quickly withdrew. That is of note and interest, because he does the same thing with the man behind the counter, where he reaches across and like in conversation will like briefly touch his hand and then withdraw very quickly. Throughout this, you can see he's again like Visha has said, like we've discussed last session, seems very new to his money, and there's something in him. You've seen him already throw down 2 coin purses, one to the countertop and the other to the table. He enters your fee and he puts the coins on the table, more than is necessary, you can already tell, but he pushes them away and kind of begins to have a conversation with you, just joking with you, or making lighthearted conversation, but his eyes give it away. His eyes dart toward the coin one more time, as if a last goodbye. He's trying to be more flashy with his money, that he's more comfortable with. He's trying to be more open with it, but no, he wants to hoard it. He wants to hold on to it and to grasp it and to just never let it go. As far as if you can trust him, that's a very difficult question to ask. You're not entirely sure if you can. He's not who he says he is. That's very clear. His story is incomplete, and he has a lot that is left in the dark right now.
Throughout this, while I'm sizing him up, I'll be also laughing and joking and pointing things out. I think at one point I'll actually grab his hand as he's pointing at the contestants and pointing them all out to me. I want to touch his hand and like guide it to the one that looks the most drunkest and just be like that one over there, for that's how you determine the loser. Or
You do this, and he doesn't withdraw. He sort of purposefully keeps it in your grip for as long as you keep grip. And examining his reaction, you can kind of see that he's tenser in that arm. And I'll say in this, because this is happening at the same time as Nyoka and Visa's deduction. You guys see this happen as well. The three of you notice he's moved his arm not to his side, like where there would be a knife or anything like that, but lowered his arm, his hand, down, fully extended past his waist, and is just not clenched fist necessarily, but it's not as relaxed as it would be. There's a weapon somewhere on his person, on his left leg, that is ready to be drawn, as Kura has his hand in his. So,
Definitely paranoid.
Kura, you see this as well. You notice this tenseness, this sort of reaction of preparing to draw a weapon if something happens.
just storing that, not even gonna comment or anything, just keeping the conversation flowing.
You do this, and eventually your business at the counter is complete, and two of you make your way back to the table to rejoin your friends.
I would like to, when Visha says definitely paranoid, Cersei's going to kind of mutter just loud enough for them to be heard. It pays to be paranoid. And I would like to scan for guards or mage hunters or both.
Give me an awareness roll, please.
In noticing on his left side where he had fully extended his arm, do we see any like lumps or you know, the disarray of like there's a weapon in there in his clothing?
As we discussed his clothing before, it's that sort of darker coloration of purples and dark blacks and blues. There is no lump or anything like that. There's nothing that you can really see that is making itself obvious in this moment. His pants are a bit loose. They're not like the leather pants of like a traveler or some sort of pirate or anything like that. Nor are they like the loose like cotton fit of a field hand or anything like that. It's just they're like.
Is it more the situation of perhaps borrowed clothing, not tailored to him?
Almost exactly so.
Okay. Yeah. She'll have sort of whispered that information to her two companions here, as she like picks up that little detail.
Understood. And as Lord Vittorio and Kura arrive back at the table, the result of your roll, Cersei.
22.
22. No, this is not that kind of place. This is more rough and tumble, and mage hunters, city guards, or anything like that. No, they're not here. This is left to the slums.
Not even off duty?
This is from what you can tell, looking around the room, and with your roll, this is a hostel and it kind of fits the name, Good Ravens Ridden. So these are people passing through. These are people either leaving or coming in or on their way through the city.
Cersei relaxes. She says just very quickly, No cards.
Good.
They'll be round with a round of drinks for everyone in a moment. As you said, Miss Cersei, we can, of course, have a bit of wine to ourselves. I asked for their best red. I wasn't sure if you liked white or red, or if there's a difference between the red and the purple.
Red is fine.
Good, excellent. They'll be around very quickly. But if you'd like to start our little verbal battle, or sort of what do they call it? Where you make firing at the shit.
Unsure, but I'm curious to get to know the person who wants to be our sponsor.
Oh well, like I said, there's a keen interest. I'd like to make my home here, and in order to do that, I need a little more social standing. And your plate seems like the perfect way to do so. Everything else is waiting for long lists and nobility to unfortunately pass, things like that, and lay claim to land and sort of go into legal battles. I don't have the time. I'd like to live a good life now, you see. But so to sponsor a brave mission for the Empire of Nilfgaard, for the glory of this land, it would erupt me into the higher echelons. I may even find myself a count.
Well, wouldn't that be something indeed?
It would be the best possible outcome, I think.
I'm curious. We spoke briefly before, but obviously now we have more time to sit and conversate. Where do you hail from, if I might be so bold as to ask? The
Nowhere-
accent is so interesting.
Yes. I come from away from the continent, far off from places that you wouldn't really know, unfortunately. A name is and he pauses for a moment. And there's a sort of shift in demeanor, and he says, truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. Home is a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Sad to think about, longing, but can wound you if you stay too long.
Do you bear wounds from your home, then?
None that trouble me to this day, really, unless I think too long about them.
I want to do something so rude, but I'm like, Cersei's fighting herself. But it wouldn't be the first time she's probed someone's mind to get the information that she wants.
Sure. While you do this, a waiter brings you. I say a waiter; it's the same dude from the counter. Brings you a round of drinks. These are twofold. There are 3 glasses of red wine. 5 glasses of red wine, and then 2 tankards of house ale for Nyoka and Kura.
If Kura doesn't take the potion I've given her, I will give it to Nyoka. I will just slide it into his lap and give him a look of trinket.
I would not take the potion. And I would look at you and just be like, this is my first competition. I want to do it right. All right? Then I'm going to cheers to Nyoka.
Do I notice this eyeball talking?
I would
I
encourage.
just put a potion in your lap, dog. You're not gonna look at me?
Oh, you put potion in my lap?
Yes.
Oh.
No, you're gonna give me a fucking aneurysm. I put a little potion in your lap. Don't fucking. She's just something to help you in your endeavor. Keep you from getting a queasy stomach.
Okay.
Drink it.
Now? I don't have
I'm
a
actively-
queasy stomach.
I'm actively having an aneurysm. She is going to be like, just drink it. Just do it. Trust me.
Do it.
They're distracted. They're having a conversation with Cersei, so nobody sees any of this.
Sure, we can say that, sure. There's a little bit of a look, but...
I'll drink it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. My god, it's like nobody wants to make money in this fucking house. God,
I don't know what's going on.
y'all just like to be poor. I see. Jesus.
Really quick, are the Witcher's medallions tucked away?
Yes.
To the Witchers.
Yeah, my medallions is tucked. I took my
Correct.
medallions in Nilfgaardian territory.
Perfect. So they're not gonna jiggle when she does this.
They'll still jiggle. They're just
Oh, they're tucked, but they're
inside.
no one's gonna
no
see
one
them
else
jiggle.
will see it.
Yes.
See, Cersei? They want to be poor in this house.
What would you like to do, Cersei?
Cersei, as soon as the barkeep comes over, and I'm sure Lord Vittorio is, I don't know, talking, helping, whatever, she'll simply just, while having an easy smile on her face and taking her glass of wine, she's not going to touch her amulet, but she is going to use telepathy just really quickly on him to see if she can catch the name of his homeland, if he's thinking about it.
Understood. Is there a resistance roll?
No. I checked the margin on telepathic spying only if they're a witcher or have magical training.
Understood. You probe his mind. Do you want just a name? Read me, detail for me real quick telepathy, because this is insane.
Telepathy allows you to communicate telepathically with one subject for the duration of the spell. The duration is active 1 stamina. The rules on telepathic spying: you can use telepathy silently to listen to a target's thoughts. This works the same as regular telepathy. If the target has a Witcher medallion, it will cause it to vibrate. If the target is a mage and has magic training, they get a chance each round to detect the telepathic spying by rolling magic training against your telepathy roll.
Understood. So, you're hoping for just the name of his home.
Yes.
As he speaks and as he gone over this, and as the barkeep comes back around and is serving out drinks, you get flashes of names, places he's been, places he's called home. You can see, or rather gather, he was born on Skellige and spent a good chunk of his life, you think, there, as that's the most prominent thing when he thinks of home. You gather Sidaris, and then Rogveen, Blaviken, Pontvanis, and then a lot of ocean, a lot of the sea, and then here.
Cersei retreats from his mind, gently, and upon having her glass, she will raise it and say, "Business," and then to Kura and Yoga, to a little bit of competition, friendly or otherwise, and to potentially new friends.
The new friends. He drinks. He downs the red in a single gulp. Cersei, it's not refined. Certainly not lordly.
Yes. He sips at hers and says, "So, the Lord from the land of double-edged swords, wanting to become a count, who were helping us solve a dragon problem. Do I have all of that right?"
That's about the sum of it, yes.
Well, with this money that you would be sponsoring us with, I have to ask for our safety. Would its legitimacy or its origin come into question?
Oh, not at all. I've been attending court for some months now. Everyone knows who I am. Just, not really, again, a great social standing, but I am trying to change that slowly but surely. It is only a blessing that I happened to be here when you came to speak your case. Had I not, or rather, had you not come, it would have been months and months more of attending court, shaking hands, smiling, attending certain parties. We can fast track all that now.
Assuming we are successful.
You have two witchers and soon to be a whole army with you. I have no doubt you'll be successful.
You should know, given that the nature of dragons. I suppose if you're to be sponsoring us, you should be let in on more of our plan. She'll kind of look to the rest of them to see if there's any objection.
There's none
The
from
witches.
Visha.
Hmm?
There's none from Visha.
Yoga, you had something?
I'm just drinking.
Sick.
I'm
And
watching
Kara?
Nyoka and trying to match him.
Awesome.
I've
Awesome.
completely checked out of the conversation at this point.
Perfect. She looks back to the Lord and continues with, well, these witchers here have more insight on dragons and their nature. They can be reasoned with. A fight with a dragon is our last resort.
I see. So you hope to make nice with the beast, have a conversation with it, maybe drink some wine.
Maybe drink some wine.
Well, I don't see any reason why that can't be a steal away to rocket my social standing. The end goal would be the same, correct? The dragon is no longer a threat to Nilfgaard,
Correct.
and I see no reason why we can't still do business. And if there is a story to be told, I don't think that any of the soldiers that you bring alongside you would be opposed to being called dragon slayers, one way or the other.
It would certainly be quite the tale, regardless of its accurate telling. But, regardless. No, I think a sponsorship, something to give the soldiers more of an incentive to join us, is smart. And if it, if at the end of the day they are saved from war and dragonfire, then I'll come away more happy than I already would.
Oh, agreed. The sparing of lives is the whole goal here from your mission, what I understand.
Yes.
But as I say, there's, again, I don't think the soldiers would come away from this unhappy if they were known as dragon slayers. After all, one thing I've learned throughout my years and my travels, the truth is written by those that can afford the ink.
She without meaning to, a smile, something a little wicked comes across her lips. And she nods in agreement. It's true. It is true.
So no matter what happens, your story is yours to tell.
And if
Well,
you
Oh, please.
if you gain a countship at the end of it all, who tells your story? You, or will you hire someone to do it for you?
Depending on when you come home victorious, that will be the beginning of my story in Gomera. Right now, my home is mostly empty. That's why I have the opportunity to offer you a place to house your soldiers, a place to feed them, a place to keep them ready and enjoying themselves so they don't abandon you. My story
How
will be told.
fortuitous.
My story will be told alongside yours, I think.
Magical. As a point of order for you, storyteller, Visha hasn't actually drank her drink. She has mimicked it, but she is stone cold sober this entire time.
Noted. And as we get any further, Noga, have you finished your ale?
Yes. And afterwards, I'll make a cheers and Norling.
You do this. Kura, do you finish yours after Noga does?
Absolutely.
Understood. The barkeep comes around and bringing along a large tray, a number of ales throughout the tavern, or throughout the hostel's common area, I should say. And your conversation may continue.
Well, I must say, perhaps I misunderstood initially. I was under the impression that the offer was to pay the soldiers. I had no idea you would house them and feed them. That's quite generous.
Well, I don't imagine you have any plans or a way to march throughout Nilfgaard assembling more. What you said at the petition was that you would be traveling to other lords and ladies and gathering more soldiers. To have an entire band march with you would raise a lot of questions. My estate is not far from here, and can be used to house a number of your soldiers.
She nods, taking in this, and she says, "We have business elsewhere. Many things happening across the continent, you can imagine. This is one of many. However, still a priority. Would it be possible, or would you be willing, rather, to speak with the local barracks here on our behalf?"
Have to make the Duke known that I am allying myself with you, but of course, I don't see an issue with that at all.
I wouldn't want to put you out of your way, of course, but
No.
it may help your case if the people who are signing up for this know that you are willing to speak with them and not just pay them.
Of course. That wouldn't be a problem at all, and as I said, don't want to deceive you or have you misconstrued. I want to make it very clear again, this is not altruistic of me. I have many things to gain from this. This will rocket my social standing forward. This is a mutual agreement. We aren't, I hope to become friends. As of right now, business partners is a fast, close second.
Of course. And make no mistake, there's no confusion about your intentions. I simply just wish to know who exactly we're working with, partnering with, friends with.
Well, I have no true title here, so I am just simply Lord Vittorio of Gamera. Hopefully, I think coming through all of this, at the end of it all, Count is a lofty goal. But I think Baron, or maybe at least Viscount, would be good. But that is for the future. For now, tonight, you have the pleasure of doing business with Lord Vittorio of Gamera.
Having soldiers with you will be good while we are
Indeed.
attending our other business.
And the estate that I have purchased is equipped with a barracks. But I have been struggling to figure out if I need a household guard or not. Or if I should just convert it to a greenhouse or something.
Well, you were there earlier. You saw how the other nobles behaved. Having a house guard might be beneficial. Maybe you'd like to continue living here.
Indeed. You'll have to forgive them. They are, in my opinion, Gamera has grown, stagnant. Some of them have forgotten from which they hail.
Certainly. Very hard to be scared of things on the horizon when you are inside of a room and never come out.
Indeed, and when the war is so far from you. Not that many of them are keen to know closer bloodshed.
Strange. Closer bloodshed. Interesting choice of words given their history. How the young duke came to his title.
Indeed. This place has always been a more rough and tumble sort of duchy. That's why I came here to begin with. I figured that I would have more opportunity and less politicking to deal with. But alas.
Unavoidable, as I've come to note. There's a Visha, she's having this conversation with this man, but there are a few moments where she looks over to Cersei. And I think at some point she says, Cersei, I think I've forgotten something out in the wagon. Do you mind coming with me? We'll return shortly, Lord Vittorio.
By all means.
Poor thing.
And she is going to take Cersei out towards the wagon and look at her and say, we can trust this man about as far as we can throw him. He's useful. But careful.
Yes, I figured.
There's something in his choices. It's not sitting right with me.
He's... I know little about the, land of Skellige. I've heard stories about the ways of the people there. He's a wild card, to be sure.
Yeah, actually, Sir Taylor, do I know anything about Skellige?
Skellige has a reputation. Skellige has a reputation of just breeding hard folk, and it's an archipelago off of the main continent to the west. It breeds hard folk, and it breeds a lot of pirates and a lot of raiders. It's a hard land, and harder than Gamera, because Gamera has, become a part of the Nilfgaardian Empire. Skellige is still very much might makes right, and you're going to encounter a lot of fighters there.
Cersei kind of looks at Visha and says, I ask for the purposes of strategy. Do you know how to speak telepathically?
No, it wasn't a thing that was taught to me. Not yet, anyway.
Would you like to learn?
Why?
That's something I can help with then.
Wonderful.
Skellige is known for their sailors, and known for their known for like the clans that make up the heads of government and such.
Okay. She will look at Cersei after having agreed to learning telepathy and say, Skellige is known for their sailors, but they're not just sailors. They're fighters. They're raiders. Take what they want. And they got clans up there, and that's as far as their politicking goes. Probably why he's having a tough time playing the Lord. He killed someone on the way and took his wealth. And then came here, a place reminiscent of home, the kind of people he can understand. But they're not the same as they once were. He sees their vulnerability. The other two, they're having fun, but I needed to have a conversation at least with you.
Of course. Well,
Housing those guards? That's not for our benefit. That's for his.
why, of course. I don't see how it could benefit us, aside from giving those soldiers a vacation.
Real easy to turn those soldiers loyal to him just in case someone comes looking.
What do you say then? Is this a deal we should take?
Oh, aye. We should take it. He's very generous. So long as he sees his end in it. That can be useful to us. But we've got to always move with caution around him.
Not speak
You
too
might-
freely.
Right. He might be a bit thicker around the belly, but he's still a fighter.
And she kind of looks at Visha, not in any sort of negative context, but just her brow kind of furrows, and she says, "Picked all this up. How? By this brief conversation?"
Oh, conversation, his body language. Growing up as I did, you had to be able to read the room before you entered it. Read people. Know who is vulnerable and who isn't. Keeps you alive.
It would seem our tutelage wasn't as different, though yours came from life experience, I suppose.
I find men easiest to read. They have a hard time hiding their nature. I can teach you, if you'd like. Right, I hope it doesn't mess with any of your sensibilities, but I intend on swindling some folks out of their money.
It doesn't bother me. We do what we need to, and honestly, they would do it if they had the know-how.
Right. She gives Cersei a smile. And then she will return to the tavern, the hostel common room.
While this is going on, Lord Vittorio is left with Nyoka and Kura, and he says, "Right, while your friends discuss whether or not I am to be trusted and if this is a good deal or not, shall the two of you join us down in the center of the area, or would you like to have your personal competition here?"
How many would you say we're in?
Well, it depends on how quick you guys have been drinking. This conversation has been going on for about at least, I would say, 30 minutes going in. So if you're trying to match Nyoka, I'm just gonna have to ask Nyoka: are you downing these? Or are you casually drinking? What's the vibe? Buddy?
Probably, the first one I downed, yeah. The second one, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm naturally a fast drinker. After a while of not feeling anything, I'll probably be like overly drinking. Like
I would say
some
probably 3 on your fourth one probably right now. And for this purpose, let's see. I need what is your body number, Kura?
8.
Hey, okay, perfectly fine. And it's ale, so it's not terribly bad. On your fourth one, you're starting to feel it. It's not like anything too crazy. But yeah, and then Yoka, you have a little bit of a leg up. Um, as the potion that you were fed by Visha is meant to be taken after the fact of drinking, it's kind of diluting things. It's not going to be as effective, but it is it's kind of blending in with the drinks you're taking. So and that with your Witcher sensibilities right now, it's you're not feeling much of anything.
I guess wherever is fun has the competition started already.
Oh yes, like I was telling your friend, people keep track of their numbers and then join the main circle. And I will vouch for you that you've had 1, 2, 3, 4 each, plus did you guys drink your glasses of wine?
Wait, that counts? I thought it was only the ale that counted.
You don't know.
Sure. I guess if you all come to terms, we could go afterwards or whenever we need to. I guess this doesn't really matter to me.
Well, I have a feeling that your friends are going to find my specifications agreeable. This is all gain for them. All gain for me too, though. It's quite a deal of the century.
Yeah, well, that's why it's so suspicious.
Sometimes fortune smiles on us.
When?
The gods can be good sometimes. Come, join me, my friends. And he kind of lightly again puts an arm around both of you and then guides you forward and then withdraws his arms.
So, which gods are those exactly?
Pick one, whatever you prefer.
I don't know any.
Well, we are in Nilfgaard, so safest bet would be to say the big white flame, the circle, and the sun, and all of that. But there are those that favor others, like Freya, and of course that is to be commended. So choose a god. Well, that's his. Right now, I think your god right now is Liquor, and he sits you both down across from one another in the center of this this sort of common room, and everyone else is kind of like pointing, and there's a uproar as more people, as 2 new contenders are brought in and asking for numbers. What are they at? What are they sitting at? And Lord Vittorio informs them 4 and a glass of wine, to which no one cares about the glass of wine. And more ale is brought to you two. Sat down across from one another. 2, 3 tankards of ale are placed in front of both of you, and they urge you all to drink.
Yeah, I'll drink them.
I will continue
Disappointingly.
attempting to match Nyoka.
Nyoka, are you chugging these? It's encouraged, highly encouraged to chug this.
Yeah. I'm not spilling it on myself. That's yeah, no. But I'll drink it fast.
Understood. Kuro, you drink. It is at the end of the 3rd tankard, bringing you both to 7, that Visha and Cersei would come in and see Lord Vittorio keeping count 7, and then the whole group just shouting 7, and then 8, 9, 10, and then kind of chanting and beginning to sing a tavern song as the 8th has begun to be drunk. Lord Vittorio gestures you all over.
Yeah, Visha has come over. As mentioned before, she has gotten people to take some bets, and has had them put their money essentially on Kura. So she just, comes in and she joins in on the shouting and the singing and the revelry.
And Vittorio comes over to the both of you, and he's over. Well, have you decided whether or not you'd like to accept my offer?
We think your terms are agreeable, and we would be happy to accept such a generous offer.
Excellent. I'll give you the location of my estate. That way you can feel free to drop in whenever you like during your travels. And if there's any word you'd like to send, the postman knows where I'm at. So you can easily get the word to me if you need anything with changing plans along the way. But I'm glad we were able to come to an agreement.
Of course,
I'm
how could we not?
She'll kind of raise her glass once again and say, to an agreement. An agreement struck, a deal made. Business to be had.
To an agreement struck and a deal made. And he drinks.
Visha again does the thing of mimicking drinking, but does not drink.
Understood. On your ninth, Kura, you begin to feel it. It's not anything terribly, not nauseous or anything like that. You're a witcher. This is made for people, and you are not a people. You are a witcher. But where you begin to feel the effects of ale, and you begin to feel the shakiness of the room, Nyoka, with the mixing of wives' tears, you feel nothing.
Is this the strongest that they have, or are these watered down for endurance? Or
Someone calls out and says, "You hear that, Carl? He's questioning your brew." And there's a sort of eyebrow raise, and then a different liquid is poured into a tankard. It's a darker liquid, and 3 more are brought
just for me or for both of us?
for both of you.
Is already like swaying with the songs while she's drinking.
On your 11th drink, this is the strangest. This is the new drink, and the two of you feel a bite to this. Now, Nyoko, even with the mixing of wives' tears, this does have a little bit of a shake to it. This doesn't taste good. This is very hoppy. This is very. You can taste the leaves of hops and such. It's a darker ale. And you drink 11, 12, 13. And then people join in with you at the table. People that numbers are at 13. These people that hope to claim the crown tonight. The 14th. I'm gonna need from you, Kura. I need an endurance roll, please. Body and endurance.
Don't have shit in endurance.
Rough, bud.
16.
Not terrible. This is certainly hits different. And you know that this is different. A couple more of these, and you know this is gonna hurt in the morning. But you may feel free to keep going and to match Nyoka if you wish.
I will 100% be trying to match Nyoka, even though I know he's a cheating ass.
Understood. What were we on? 15? No, 14. No, that was the 14th, yes. 15. And as you do this, 6 drop from the count. You are left with the 2 of you and 3 others. 15th. An endurance roll from you, Kura.
You doing okay, Kura?
It depends. What does a 10 get me?
You don't feel good. This is you begin to kind of as you can feel your body sort of rejecting the liquid itself. You're not throwing up. It's a sort of reaction that bodies have when they know that a liquid is bad and is causing them harm. It tries to reject it, and you're able to swallow back down. And you're like, I'm good.
Yep.
And 2 drop from you. Now it is the 2 of you and 1 other. On your 16th drink, I need an endurance from both of you. As Nyoko, wife's tears can only do so much.
20.
13.
13. And 20. Nyoko, you feel shaky. You can kind of feel the rhythm of the drinking songs, the off-key singing Feels good. Kura, with a 13, this has to be it. This has to be the last. This has to be your last one. And you look at Nyoka, and it's fully your choice. But the last mortal man steps aside and says, "You win. You win." He gets up to stand and walk out of the tavern and falls flat. Is there a 17th drink had?
I did what I came to do. Okay. Good. I'm good. You got it.
Oh. Does that mean I won?
Lord Vittorio speaks up and says, "Not necessarily. Technically, you both had the equal number. Now you have to go one more. Otherwise, the crown will have to be split in two."
Oh. Well, I guess I'll drink one more.
One more for luck.
18.
18. You don't feel that sort of push back from your body, but you know that, like, maybe one, maybe two more of these, and you could possibly black out. Maybe. Who knows? You have this drink, and you have the 17th, and you just kind of let yourself belch a little bit, Nyoka. And then everyone looks around and says, "Has anyone ever reached 17 before?" "I've never seen a 17 before." And there's an eruption.
I don't like
of
odd numbers.
cheers.
I want an 18th one.
And an 18th is brought. An endurance roll for me, please, Nyoka.
19.
19. Your vision gets blurry, and you can kind of look up and see your friends looking at you, and Lord Vittorio clapping, and everyone kind of erupting, 18, 18, everyone shouting. The barkeep comes over and kind of shakes your hand. 18. As people are cheering and everything, Visha, you begin to collect your bounty.
Gimme.
You do this.
Pleasure doing business with you boys. She's collecting her winnings.
Mm. And there's not too much kickback from these gentlemen because they have all been trying to keep up. So they give you their coin. Hell, some of them need help counting it out. And it's a fun time is had by all. Lord Vittorio looks to all of you and says, "I can procure you rooms if you'd like to sleep here for the evening, or if there's I saw your wagon. I'm not sure if it's also where you like to lay your head."
I will whisper into. I'm gonna lean over to whisper into Visha's ear, at not quite a whisper, and I don't know if I can make it back to the wagon.
I think we'll take a room. We're going to take a room, certainly.
Goes to the barkeep and begins to ask about a dormitory or a double. There is one dormitory left if you'd like to all sleep in the same room.
Where's Westworld?
I hate that you guys have made me bring this motherfucker with you. Quiet the whole time, with his hands in his lap, like a good boy.
No, we made him take part in the drinking game.
And with that, as your guys' night comes to a close, that is where we're going to take our break. We'll see what happens, how everyone feels in the morning when we return. See you all very soon. People linked in destiny will always find each other.
Tell me, what shall I teach you of monsters?
How could we know who the real monsters are? How does one know if they are one?
Monsters are more than just horrid looks and claws and teeth. Monsters are born of deeds done, unforgivable ones.
We fight the monsters so that others can know peace. Peace that we will never know.
So you ready to kill monsters, huh? The question you should ask yourself is, are you willing to become one?
Hello and welcome back to our episode of Witcher Last Light. We are picking up right where we left off. Our heroes have gone to bed and have bedded down for the evening. Interestingly enough, when you get blackout drunk, when you get to the point where you drink enough, you don't... A really fun fact for me is that you don't dream because your body isn't focused on doing any of that shit. It's trying to keep you alive. And it doesn't, in the same way that you black out and that portion of your brain that like records things and makes memories simply doesn't work. It's tied to dreams and all that. So you just don't. You just simply fucking do not. You black out and you don't really get a good amount of sleep and a good night's sleep because your body's trying to keep you alive. So no dreams are had, Kura. No dreams are had, Nyoka. It's a fairly... It's like teleporting almost. It's like time travel. You wake up and time has passed and you're not really sure how or when or why or where. For you, Cersei, for you, Visha, your dreams are not pleasant. There's the looming threat of the creature that is now out and about and knows your faces. And that face isn't something you easily forget. The sunken, missing eyes, the empty sockets, the gnarled, rotted teeth, the smile, the voice. You don't sleep easy. But you rise the next morning. I turn the scene over to all of you. In this dormitory room, Lord Vittorio has purchased for you. Having had no drop of alcohol, I think that Visha, you'd be the first to awaken, and then very shortly after by Cersei.
I wait. Dolled myself up. I have put on a new dress, fresh and clean. And once Cersei wakes, I give her a good morning. It's going to get loud. And she's going to go over. And I have a question. Is my sister still wearing her armor?
Unless you helped her out of it, probably.
I definitely helped her out of it. And I smile. A vengeful smile. And I pick up pieces of her armor and right next to her ear start banging that bitch and say, "Wake up!"
What the fuck?
I'm dancing around her. It's a whole thing.
Kura, it's like the devil himself is cooking you dinner.
Awaken,
you said you're dancing around me?
Yes, I am dancing around the bed. Arise, it's a beautiful morning. And I'm just banging. Drapes wide open.
I want to trip.
Sure. Let's have an opposed. Let's do dodge from you, Visha. Reflex dodge, and then from you, Kura, let's call this just a simple. Let's call this a simple reflex brawl.
Is this gonna be with a negative since I am hungover as shit?
No, not for the moment. No.
Can
And
I
I'll
get
say
a buff because I'm sober?
no. You're flinging armor around, dancing a fool. Nyoka, this is something you awaken to as well. You rise and hear this. It's not nearly as bad. It's just annoying. Probably about as annoying as it normally would be.
I got a 12.
Oh.
I got a 7.
Nyoka, as Cersei already being awake, Nyoka, as you kind of look and see where the hell the noise is coming from, you can see just as Kura sticks out her arm and trips her sister, grabbing her by the ankle, the armor scatters across the floor. Visha, you have a very undignified temple.
Yeah, I fall to the floor, but I am cackling, like hyena cackling, as I roll over to my sister and I sit on her chest and I shake her head and I'm like, it's time to wake up. Come on, Kura, wake up. We've got business to attend to. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
So fucking much right now.
Yeah, you hate it, don't you? Do it again to me. Watch what happens. I'll make it worse.
I will, fuck you.
Eventually she does get off of her sister,
and I'll start
and
getting
gathers
up
her
and-
armor. I will also give her a glass of water so that she doesn't die from dehydration.
Cersei,
and
Nyoka, you
for
are witness to
Cersei-
this.
You would have known, you would have seen, Visha very purposefully didn't drink all night, and the whole time, she would just cast glances at Kura of, anytime Kura looked like she was gonna give up during the competition, she'd be like, no, you're in it now. You wanted a competition, and just feeding her more and more of the drink. So you would know this was revenge.
Oh, of course. Cersei has gone over to whatever mirror there is and is getting ready while this is happening and just laughing. And when Visha trips, she looks over her shoulders to see Visha's okay. Visha's laughing, and she's just like, all right, and goes back to what she's doing.
I'll begin to gather my belongings. Amused by the sight slightly, but still too tired to really care.
You do this, and you all can see Wesrold is not here.
Well, I think if Wesrold is not by the cart, then
The demon got him.
let's hope that didn't happen. I'll go check the wagon. Meet you all downstairs.
Visha is going to look where she last saw Westworld. Is there a note of any kind?
No. His bed is made. Everything has been tucked away and kind of carefully put off to the side and everything, but no.
Visha gets very serious suddenly, and she's going to grab his things and head down to the cart with Cersei.
There you see him. He's readying the horses and sort of checking over the cart. There is a number of bundles that are off to the side on the back end of the cart, little fold-down partial door that he's gathered.
Oh, there you are, boy. Gave us a fucking fright.
I couldn't, I don't know how... I truly don't know how... I don't know if it was the liquor or the drink, but Kura snores when heavily intoxicated. I'm not sure if it was... but I don't sleep. We don't often sleep in these closed quarters, so I'm not sure if I didn't notice it the other night, or... But Kura snores heavily, and I couldn't... so I figured I'd make myself useful.
You are useful.
There's breakfast. He points to one of the bundles.
She'll go over, give him a kiss on the cheek. And she'll have at the bundle of meal.
Cersei will also snack on whatever is in the bundle. Thank you for
Simple.
readying everything.
It's a simple combination of things. It's breads and cheese. There's a little bit of fruits here as well. It's just like simple things. Grapes. It's more so like travel rations almost. There is a little bit of meat. It's like you could form your own sort of sandwich if you wish, but it's more food for the road. He says, "Of course, we have quite the ways to Gweison Haul, and I've never been, so I can't create a gate or a portal, and I don't imagine that we'll be able to sort of hop around over that way. So we have a long road ahead of us."
Yes.
I insisted
Cersei, how
on.
did you? Oh, sorry.
Please,
Go on.
no, please.
I was just gonna ask, how did you sleep, Cersei?
I slept fine. Nightmares, but that's to be expected after such a fright, no?
Same. Not a face easily forgotten.
Certainly not. And I think what Cersei, after she finishes snacking, she's kind of twisting the ring on her ring finger. Just absentmindedly.
Do you miss her?
Like the desert misses the rain.
That's sweet.
It's okay. I'm able to send short messages through this ring, so I've been keeping her updated.
That's good. Not to. I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but how? I mean, she seemed nice enough, but you two are very opposite of each other.
No.
How did you?
Well, she charmed me. What can I say? We met some years ago at this point, and I had never been interested in others the same way. It was quite the shock to feel interest and passion and love for somebody, especially so quickly.
How'd you know it was real? I mean, she's a vampire. How did you know it wasn't something she was putting on?
There's something my mother said once when I was really little. And it's that sometimes you just know. And that goes for many things I've found. Not just pregnancy, but love as well. You just kind of know. It's something that if you spend too much time questioning it, you'll go mad.
Right. It still seems bizarre to me, but it clearly makes you happy. So that's something.
I would be happy to get into it more when we're on the road.
Okay. Yeah. Visha has this face. It's not that she is like uncomfortable with you sharing this bit of yourself, but I think you can see there is an uncomfortability with the idea of love. In a not familial sense. And you can kind of see that, like, a little bit of that discomfort there.
I think Cersei just goes about, helping Westworld get everything ready. Keeping conversation light, just waiting for the two Witchers to join them so we can set off. She'll also pen a letter to the Duke Wodrick stating her partnership with Lord Vittorio, saying that he has permission to speak to the soldiers on their behalf should the Duke, be amenable to that as well.
Wizard would share with you that he spoke with Lord Vittorio this morning. He is going to be speaking with Duke Wodrick, or at least attending court and announcing his partnership with all of you today.
Oh, excellent. I'm sure the other lords and ladies will love that. But hey, I'm sure
Wodrick.
it'll...
Wodrick has his hands full with that court.
does.
But
I've rarely seen a court that is not disrespectful, may not be the word, but definitely clamoring to speak over their duke. It does not happen in Tucson.
yeah, I've never seen that before. Not that I've got much experience, but it's very strange. It's like I mean, he's young, so maybe that plays a part in it, but yeah, very quick to not let him think on his own and make choices for himself. Seems more like a puppet.
Thing to keep in mind.
You may all begin to make your way. Wesworld would volunteer to drive the first portions that you all may rest and sort of sleep off, if you so wish, your previous night's endeavors.
I would definitely take Westworld up on that, as well as trying to eat a little bit of the bread before we left. Just the bread.
Percy would
Understood.
help lay out the most comfortable cot the one that's most comfortable when the cart's moving.
I'm gonna lay in Visha's lap. She's not moving the entire trip.
At first she, will make like a fuss by like rolling her eyes or whatever, but it's very obvious she likes this, and is probably combing her fingers through Kura's hair and braiding it and, doing sisterly things.
I'll be with Westworld, riding alongside.
Understood. Now, this was going to take... You guys are riding from the capital city of Gamera to... all the way to Vigovaro to the to Gweison Haul. This is going to take a little bit of time. This will take a number of days. It won't really get into double digits. But if my math is right, I believe 5 days travel. But I might have to do some math again and adjust that. We'll get to the exact time frame at the start of next session. But during this travel, is there anything you guys would like to do? Anything you'd like to accomplish? Anything you guys would like to discuss?
Percy wants to take this time to learn create Crystal Skull. It is a novice ritual, so it'll take 4 days and 2 learning checks. And then he'll speak with Visha. Probably like after a few hours on the first day, after she spent her time combing over really combing over and getting into the scroll Visha provided for her. She'll close it up after the first day of study. But did you want to start our lesson while we're on the road? Telepathic speaking could be useful in case we need to huddle up, as it were.
Why? Going into the lion's den, every advantage counts. Yeah, I'd love to learn. If my sister would get off my lap, and she like tries to lift Kura and move her so that she can get up and be closer to Cersei.
Is this still
Uh,
the first day? Okay, making sure. Yeah. I guess I'll let you. Yeah.
For your both y'all's edification, GM and Visha, telepathy is a novice spell. It requires 10 IP, 4 days to learn, 2 learning checks at a DC of 14.
Okay. I have plenty of IP to spend on that. And then you said it's a learning check?
Yeah, so whenever Gilbert wants us to roll, it's just a DC 14 of
Okay.
magic of spellcasting.
Okay, got you.
So
Okay.
Cersei would begin to speak to Visha exclusively telepathically over the next 4 days. You would hear kind of this almost like bat wings, almost like whispering every time she would enter your mind, kind of announcing her presence before her voice would come through and just say, so you essentially want to use your will to push your consciousness into your target. And she goes into teaching mode, like she had a lifetime ago at Aretusa.
One thing that you would note, Visha is a hungry learner. She is somebody who does not forget a detail. So as you're teaching, she is hyper focused on everything that you say, and immediately tries putting it into practice. There's probably some strain, especially the first go arounds as she tries to do this. And you'll notice that Visha is a little bit of a perfectionist. So there is that look of kind of frustration that will come across her face if it doesn't work the first time. But she doesn't give up and she keeps at it. And then, whenever Gilbert wants those rolls, I'll roll it. But I think whenever it does successfully happen, what you hear to announce the presence is music. And it's soft and it's almost like a sea shanty in a way. And I think you would catch glimpses of Visha and Kura as children and realize that they come from a family of bards, of craftsmen. And so there is in that music, there's echoes of that. Yeah.
I have a teaching of 2 currently. I don't know if that's enough to help with the DC. I forgot the rules of teaching, but just for your edification.
We went over this very in depth.
We did several weeks ago.
Indeed. So, what is it's a novice spell, correct?
Mm-hmm.
DC 14 for how many days?
4 days.
Yeah. So, let me see. Tell you what, we'll get to this stuff. I'll leave this in as well. We'll get to the specifics of this off screen. I don't want to slow down too much. Too much. What you guys are up to right now. Because I also need to figure out the fun fact. Andrzej Lukowski didn't account for actual distance in the maps or anything like that. So it's all very nebulous. But there is one distance that exists, and that I will have to use for as a scale to kind of trace everything out. That being said, I will have to do that off screen because it's going to take a little bit of time. So I will determine how long you guys' travel is, and all of that, and how many days you guys would have to learn this, as well as the teaching and of all that as well. The time being, we'll say, eventually you're going to learn it throughout this travel. I have no doubt. but we'll get to the roles and everything. That portion off screen.
Okay.
But for now, if there's anything else you guys would like to accomplish, any conversation you guys might have, by all means.
All right. I think eventually, Visha, I think she has a habit of making sure that her like potions and her elixirs and things are always like topped up. And at some point she does go to the Witchers and say, right, so tell me, your elixirs, are they any different from how I do my work? Perhaps I can aid in creating things you need.
Alchemy is alchemy. Most of our potions require some sort of monster organ or something of that sort, but besides that, there's various herbs that we use, just like you.
Okay. That goes for all of your elixirs and your mutagens as well.
Mutagens are the ones that require the pieces. Everything else is just potions or just alchemy. Same. Know this. You've been with me when I make them.
Yes. Yes. Well, just, double checking. I would like to learn how to make the elixirs that make you.
What do you mean, make me?
Oh, you weren't always a witcher. You had to take things to change your physiology.
You're referring to the trial?
Yes, from what I understand, there is at least one where you are given something to ingest.
That's the lost one that we have to find, though.
I see. Lost. You don't have any, I don't know, scrolls or things that mention, I don't know, tidbits about this?
I don't have anything. Perhaps my old masters might have if they still live. But this is something you're asking about from when there was only one school. So during the split, most of that was lost or destroyed or taken when the leaders decided to make their own schools.
Do you know why they decided to split? Or was it just a difference in opinion or something else?
From my understanding, these going through the process, I guess, enhances certain emotions. I guess that's why there are certain schools. There's those who are a lot stronger, a lot angrier, have varying opinions. Just like my school focused more on knowledge and the wild hunt, while hers focused more on hexes and spells. Different foundations, different opinions.
Seems, I don't know, a bit self-sabotaging for the Witchers to split. All that knowledge spread across, it's... yeah, it sounds like sabotage.
Well, it's not like all the Witchers that were Witchers did it for noble causes.
Well, to face the wild hunt, you can't be separate. Has it ever I don't know, occurred that maybe you should be bringing the schools together.
There's a few schools to bring together. I don't know how many are left of the Griffins.
Honestly, I don't even know. I haven't really kept in touch. I don't know how many are left at all. Any of us. Besides you, Ingrid. I heard of her.
The Witchers have killed themselves. I mean, you've that's what you've done.
That's what we was brought into.
Hey, you say
Yes.
that like we made these choices.
No, I'm sorry. That's not how I. It's not how I mean it. I understand that you didn't have a choice in that matter, but it's strange. I'm not that mages are any better. They're all over the place, and each, from what I understand, each has different ways of thinking as well. But I mean, you're supposed to be the last line of defense, and you've shattered yourselves. It seems perhaps it might be a time for a change.
Well, I suppose the trial of the grasses isn't something. It's traumatizing. Most don't survive it. Then if you're one of the lucky few, if you consider it lucky to survive it, the training afterwards, most didn't survive that either.
With the trial of grasses, is it a matter of I don't know, like physically not surviving or mentally not surviving it? Is it, a matter of perhaps there's a component that could be added to this that would ease the way, make more be able to survive?
I would say it's a combination of both, mental and physically. Or, they either break mentally from what they're being put through, or they die from what they're being put through.
Much like the mutagens we utilize, it changes our physiology, or the way we heal, or I guess the way we feel, our chemical structure, and then include on top of that whatever magic that the mages used. I guess adds another layer that I know I wouldn't be able to understand.
I see. Well, there might be a workaround, might be something that can be done.
I will say that you don't need witchers to fight the wild hunt. Seems that nowadays witchers have been less and yet less useful. There's monster hunters that roam the lands, people who look to hunt dragons now. So
Monsters are one thing. Beings from another realm. That's entirely different. Mortals won't survive something like that.
Thieves, the wild hunt, the Red Riders, they could be killed by normal means. They're elves, just like the ones of this continent, just from a different realm, I guess. Like our demons are. Or like a lot of these monsters.
Huh.
What
Well.
makes them dangerous, though, of course, is their natural ability, but the resources and weapons that they do have. To be able to split and enter our world whenever they desire. The magics that they use that we don't understand.
That we don't understand yet.
And of course, their unity, which we don't have.
Aye. So, as I said then, a new way of being for the Witchers. Just a thought.
Whether we make new witches or not, if we are even able to, I fear we're still going to need the support of nations, or nation, if Nilfgaard has anything to say about that.
Right. Kings are persuadable, whether there are many or one.
Geralt ruled with them for a time. I know.
Kings or the Wild Hunt?
Well, I guess both. And last I saw him, he was alive, so.
Good to know. Right. She is going to get to work. She has been studying the Witchers and their biology and you know, those sort of things. So I think during the travels, when she is not working with Cersei, you do see Visha very like deep in the alchemy. Very, very like probably goes to bed last of everyone, as she works with her various tools. Her hands and have become probably stained from the working with various herbs and things. And she's in a strange way almost trying to like reverse engineer a Witcher to try to figure out how they're made.
Understood. As I said, it will take some time for travel. Go on, Yoka.
I would just like to say that over this time traveling, I would force Kerr into training, and yeah, the others might not want to.
Force.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh well, the others have an option, but Kerr doesn't.
I think
There wouldn't be
while
much force except for day one.
fair enough. I think while they're training, if they're like parked, I imagine, Percy would be sharing like a lunch with Visha, and would say, "So when you say the other day you wanted to help me learn how to read men, you had this look about you. What did you mean by that? What does this tutelage entail?"
Oh, nothing I don't think you're capable of. It'll have to be, we stop at a tavern, we'll start there. I'll ask you first, what you see. Just right, face value. What do you see when you look at these people? And then I'll show you how to see deeper. Read their micro expressions. Sometimes there's much to be gained in conversation, so we'll also do that. But how about this? Look at Nova. What do you see? Take away anything you've previously known about him. He's a stranger. What do you see?
Currently, an instructor.
Okay. Right, he's an instructor. What would you say he's good at?
Swinging a blade efficiently.
Swinging his blade efficiently, yes. The blade is just an extension of the arm. Look at his arms. How does he move? Like a dancer? Like a brawler?
Would it be corny to say like a viper?
Not at all, it would be accurate. Could also say he moves like a surgeon. Calculated. Every single strike is a kill strike. So what can you extrapolate from that?
He's an efficient killer.
Efficient killer. Yes. I see a man who has never known peace has been forced to become efficient, survive or die. And dying is not an option. That weighs on a soul. And when you pull back from the physicality of it, knowing that, how do you think he approaches conversation with folk?
Perhaps cutting to the quick, getting to the point, not mincing words.
Never a wasted moment. And you could see that with anyone when you look at them. What do they waste their time on? What do they value? If I set a fire in a room, you watch for people's eyes because their eyes will tell you what they value most in the space. If you're trying to steal something from someone in that room, and let's say that item is hidden, you'll find out exactly where they're hiding it, because that's where they'll check first.
I feel like I've learned much just from this conversation.
I don't know if I'm much of a teacher in a traditional way, but this sort of thing, this is easy to teach.
I think the world could benefit from non-traditional teaching from time to time. As much as I respect my instruction, my schooling, I've come to find throughout my travels, didn't teach me everything I needed to know. Experience, going out there, that is the greatest teacher.
Aye. There's something to be said for the safety of a school. I don't know what your experience was like, but you had the benefit of safety, and that's a teacher in it of itself. What I hope to teach you in this, and it may sound cynical, but to understand just how unsafe the world is. And it's not always loud. It's not always bright as flame. Hell, sometimes it's not even as loud as a cunning conversation.
I've seen horrors. They were all loud and monstrous. Of course, I've seen my fair share of shitty men. But I can't say I look forward to finding the quieter horrors that lurk in this world.
I envy you. The ability to look at people and not see the horror that they're capable of. Sometimes I wish I could shut it off, but I can't.
I wouldn't call it optimism or idealism. I suppose I just take in information as it comes. And I suppose I've been fortunate enough that I haven't found something out too late. Well, except for a few things.
If there's one thing that that Nyoka has ever gotten right, the world is full of monsters. Most everyone is a monster if you push them hard enough.
Nods and looks out to the training and says, I think that's also part of what you asked me before we set out on this expedition. When you live in a world full of monsters and you find somebody who, despite being a vampire, is the most loving and kind and nurturing individual you've met. And you know that it's true. It's not a lie or a deception or an illusion. You hold on to that.
Yeah, I suppose I understand that. You know, I came across this, God, must have been a story or a poem or something, but it said, when does a monster stop being a monster? The response was when you start loving it.
I like that. I like that. I'm going to tell Elodie that. I think she'll like that.
She smiles and nods, goes back to her tinkering. And I think you see, because she's not entirely facing you, I think you see the mask fall. And there is an expression of acceptance. And I think you get a hint that Visha considers herself a monster. And every so often will look up at her sister, and it is the only thing that keeps her human.
Percy would clock that, but not say anything, not dig into that, just kind of file it away with the question of, has Visha been loved before?
Do this. It's a long road. You hear things along the way. Things about the world. Things that don't pertain to you. At least not now in this moment. It is May 1272. You all know that Nilfgaard has all but taken Temeria. You also know that Battle of White Orchard has taken place. Nilfgaardian troops commanded by Peter Sar Gwynleve are victorious and take control of the region. There is a stalemate somewhere in Temeria, the city of the region of Velen in Temeria, where Novigrad maintains its neutrality. We also hear whispers from soldiers, those fighting to go fight the good fight, to fight for the Empire. They hear that Redania has flung a full new missive into swing. The Church of the Eternal Fire is now fully in the swing of its witch hunts. At King Radovid's command. The soldiers of Nilfgaard begin to think that the North will cripple itself, and the war will be over soon. The whispers you hear along your travels. You're in Nilfgaard. The witch hunts don't affect you. The war doesn't affect you this far south. You travel. You see soldiers armored in black armor going to deal with the things that don't affect you. And that is where we're going to close this session of Witcher Last Light. We'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you all next time. Same time, same place, same heroes. See you then.